How do you stay motivated to keep publishing when you don't have an audience and when you're not getting feedback from anybody? So this question came from a newsletter subscriber, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you here. So the full question reads, how do you find the motivation to write and send massively valuable and free one-off newsletters when they take so much time and the ROI isn't immediate? Or when you sometimes don't hear anything back from the audience at all? So this is a great question because a lot of creators really struggle with this. But here's the thing. Most of the time, I'm not motivated. Yeah, I'm disciplined in that I sit down and write or create something every day, 7 days a week. But I'm not an overly disciplined person, which is why you will rarely ever hear me talk about productivity or focus. Because motivation or discipline aren't what fuel my work ethic. Obsession is. So this question of finding the motivation to keep publishing even though you're not getting a lot of feedback, to me comes down to one question. What can you not do? For example, I can't not write, right? Like if I'm conscious, I'm always thinking about something that I can write. It never turns off, right? Even like if I go to visit family or if I'm on vacation or traveling or taking a road trip, whatever, I am constantly taking notes about something that I can turn into a newsletter issue, a YouTube video, a course, a module within one of my courses, a future project. I'm always writing something. I can't not write. I have to write. I am compelled to write. And Jerry Seinfeld was on the Howard Stern show, and he described it like this.
So when someone says to you, oh, you have it so easy, you're so naturally funny and blah, blah, blah. Yes, you are naturally funny and you do have that ability to figure that stuff out, but they don't realize the amount of work that goes into it.
It's like going into the gym every day.
It's hard.
You know how you walk in every day and you go, oh, geez, I got to do this again.
Yeah, it sounds like a tortured life. And you say
it is. It is. But you know what? Your blessing in life is when you find the torture you're comfortable with. Find the torture you're comfortable with and you'll do well.
And I love this quote. Because every time I sit down to write, it feels like belly crawling through broken glass. It's torture, but it's my torture, and I love it. Writing is never easy. Creating is never easy, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's supposed to be hard. That is what makes it the thing that is worth doing for you. So getting hyper clear on what can you not do. That taps into intrinsic motivation, that taps into obsession, and that allows you to not have to rely on some fleeting bullshit emotion like motivation. But on a more practical level, here are a couple other things you can do if you're really struggling to get the motivation to just keep showing up every day. I keep like a wins folder to keep track of how my writing, my videos, my newsletter, whatever, my content has impacted people, and to see what really resonates. Anytime somebody replies to the newsletter or leaves a good YouTube comment, I take a screenshot of it and save it to my folder. That way, if on a rainy day you're really questioning yourself, you can look through that folder for a quick pick-me-up because it proves to you that what you're creating is valuable for other people. Because that's easy to forget, right? As creators, a lot of times we create in isolation. So unless you are saving these wins, this positive feedback, it's really easy to forget how impactful your content is for people because your latest post didn't get enough likes or whatever. And again, on a practical level, like this wins folder is super good because if you ever want to create like a course or something, you can just look through and see like, okay, well, what resonated with people the most? Let me see if there's some sort of paid product within that. So like with my content, for example, right? So my newsletter's free, YouTube channel's free. Right? The majority, like 99% of my content, I make sure is always free. But my newsletter and YouTube are also my main sources of revenue, not from AdSense. Most of it comes from my own products. So because I built up that trust with my free content, I've found the motivation, the obsession, the drive to keep publishing valuable stuff that is meaningfully impacting people's lives. Well, then when I have a paid thing, I'm like, hey, check out my course, Build an Intentional Life. It'll help you clarify what matters, overcome limiting beliefs, and build a life and business aligned with your values. People tend to pick it up, right? Or if people are more interested in coaching and they hear that I've coached, some big name creators and things. Well, they're like, oh, Corey, how do I become a coach? Or how do I level up as a coach? I'm like, oh, I got you. Here's this course over here. It'll teach you the best of everything I've learned studying psychology for the last 16 years. People tend to pick that up. So you can get super creative with how you monetize a free thing if it's super valuable. And if you're looking for other super practical ways to succeed in the creator economy, check out this other video I made. In it, I basically distilled down 3 trend reports from Kajabi, ConvertKit, and The Tilt into the current state of the creator economy, who's struggling, who's succeeding, and specific lessons you can take away to succeed in the creator economy. So check that out if you're curious. Until next time, take it easy.